Good.
Greg, can you just explain what's going on with the
Well,
left
we thought, we jumped pretty quick from, low air or high camber to, tire failure, right? Obviously, we understand, teams understand with this car, the left rear position is loaded significantly different than the previous car, right? So everybody's trying to understand that. That's why we came up with our pressure recommendation about 4 psi, and a minimum air pressure. So everybody's trying to find their sweet spot, their combination of air pressure, camber, understand their loads, exactly how their car is loaded. But I think it's important to understand what happens. The tire is like a big spring, right? And the cords that make up the carcass, they absorb all the load. If there's more load, then there's obviously more deflection, just like there would be for a spring. So obviously what you have to do with air pressure, with cambers, is try to control that deflection, right, and minimize it. And I always equate it to a paper clip. If you flex a paper clip over and over and over, and you flex it too much, eventually it fatigues. And that's exactly what happens with a tire. When the tire gets over deflected, the cords in the upper sidewall, there's a weak link. When the carcass goes up under the belt package, the tread, which is much stiffer, that's the point where the tire takes all that load and eventually will fatigue if you're not creating a chamber that can withstand that inflation. So we just thought it would be good for people to understand, not just go from here to here, but kind of understand what's happening and why it happens, right? So.
And you said you raised the recommendation?
Right. Previously, we were at 18 psi on the left rear and the 15-inch tire, right? We came up to 22 for this based on the loadings we've seen, in our test here with the real force cars that ran here. So again, everybody understands the left rear is up, so you've got to react to that and make sure everything on the car, including tires, can accommodate.
That was coming into this weekend. That wasn't.
No, that was coming into this weekend. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much did you talk with teams at all between practice yesterday?
Oh, constantly. Yeah. Our engineers were out, talking to everybody that had issues yesterday during practice. Obviously, it was an alert to everyone to look at it closely. So we talked to those teams. We talked to everybody this morning just to make sure everybody was aware of the situation and try to understand where they are. It's still still their call. We still understand totally, what crew chiefs and teams are trying to do. They're trying to get everything they can. It's a competitive field, so we get that. That's why we do as much testing around inflations, around force and moment, around tire performance as we can to provide them as much information as possible to make those calls. So
this tire, will it be used at Texas or Charlotte?
Yeah, the plan is to use it at Texas as well. Yeah.
And nothing that you've seen this weekend would make you feel like you need to change?
No.
And so why, like for the layperson, why, PLC, why can't there be a different, I guess the question is, why couldn't there be a different tire? Or will you look at different tires, or is there something about these that make it the best if the teams follow your recommendations, but what leads this to this being kind of the tire of choice?
We think this is the right tire for the application. Given what we know about tire engineering, right? The materials we use, the placement of components, its ability to carry load, its ability to perform, provide the grip that it needs. We feel like it's a match, right? And and again, you go back to what's the application, right? Make sure that it's used correctly.